Sagittarius, thanks for joining me. It's a pleasure to be with you. We're going to have a look at June in this video, what you'll be working with, how the planets are influencing you, and what the best things are and the worst things are. So let's get started. On the 26th of May, a grand cross started to form in the sky, okay? And a grand cross is 4 squares connecting to create a big square, and it's a major aspect pattern that means that you feel pushed and pulled in lots of different directions. You've got a lot of optimism and joy and growth in your career at the moment, but you feel a little bit stifled when it comes to your own development. You also have a dream of what family relationships could be like, and you try and please them a lot of the time. And you're also very interested in nurturing your personal relationships with colleagues, friends, and even romantic relationships. So you're very interested in a lot of different things at the moment, and it's a lot of energy to put out there, okay? So try and do one thing at a time and keep things simple so you kind of don't stumble over yourself and you try and do too much. And I think the potential for you, Sagittarius, is to be a little bit too much focused on the outward side of things, you in connection to others, family relationships, colleagues, romantic relationships, versus your own sense of self. You know, who am I? What am I doing? How do I feel about myself at the moment? So that's really, if you look at your own kind of things going on, I think you can get to a real place of solidity and stability and structure within yourself if you ask yourself the questions and do a little bit of inner work. So maybe, you know, go on a retreat or sign up for a workshop, something, and deliberately spend some time working on yourself. It'll really take you, it'll really add a lot of structure and certainty and value to your life. On the 2nd of June, there's a grand trine in the chart, and this is also a major aspect pattern. It's 3 trines connecting to make a big triangle. And this doesn't feel as energizing and full of friction as the grand cross does. This is much more easy, and it's an area of talent and ease. And you really, really have a great talent for working very hard, for communicating your desires at work, for actually implementing them, having a lot of growth, and really transforming your money situation. For you, Sagittarius, there's a real potential to really transform your finances around completely. If you have been broke for 30 years, there's real potential, and I want to emphasize this, in June 2016, for you to breathe a completely new life into your finances and to really turn that around through your own work, through your own application of self, not through the lottery and inheritance. It's through what you're doing. On the 3rd of June, the moon is in Taurus in your 6th house. So the 3rd of June is a great day to work, to apply yourself. The moon then hops over your midheaven, which is the angle of work, and lands in Gemini in your 7th. And basically, what that means is that you're going to be very, very comfortable in your working life, working with other people. You've got great relationships with people you work with, and look around your life. Have a look at who's in there, who you're doing things with. This should be your team for the future. These are good people you've got around you, and you should value those relationships and continue them, and make sure you nurture those relationships. If you're self-employed and you've got an assistant and a couple of people working for you, then these are good people, and remember who they are and be appreciative and grateful, because you really have the potential to really, really make huge headway when it comes to your finances. Your strongest element here is earth, so you can really transform your practical, physical, earthly life. So a lot goes into that. If you're able to do that, then your ideas must have been changing in the past. You must have looked at becoming more positive, doing a lot of manifestation work, and you're actually working on creating that good in your life now. On the 5th of June, the new moon occurs, and that's in Cancer in your, it's in Gemini in your 7th house. Yes. So that pulls new energy in. And I really think that you're going to be meeting a lot of people, and I think you're broadening your network. And I do think there's a connection with work here. I think that there's potential for you to really broaden your network of people who are friends, colleagues, resources. I think you feel comfortable in your own skin. I think you may feel a little bit hard on yourself in terms of, I'm not growing here, I'm just kind of networking and chatting and doing all of those things, but that is a form of personal growth, and it's really you know, casting your net out much further and really getting in touch with people who you haven't known yet. So during this new moon, kind of intend to engage with information that comes via other people, to extend your network, and to really approach that with joy and enthusiasm, because it is going to be helpful, especially when it comes to your working life and your career. The moon does go into Cancer on the 7th of June, and it does that in your 8th house. This is a little bit of a false road now, or it could be a little bit of a distraction for you, because I feel that in your working life, one of your colleagues may have a personal issue, something that you really identify with, something that may have happened to you in the past, and there's the potential for you to put everything on hold for the sake of resolving this issue. You do have great potential to help another person here, and I'm going to be careful in terms of how I phrase this, but you also have great intellectual capacity, you have great practical abilities, and you have the potential to really transform your working life. So help that person by all means, but really be aware of whether they want to be helped or not. If they don't want the help, then don't waste your time and focus on your work. If they do want to, if they do want to be helped, if they do accept your support, then by all means do that and spend a little bit of time doing that, and then go back to work. But be very clear and very cautious about your use of time, and don't waste it on someone who doesn't want the support. On the 9th of June, there's a yod in your chart, and a yod is the finger of God. It's a very karmic kind of influence, and there is something in your life here that is helping you transform your finances, your relationships with your family, and especially if you go out there into the spotlight. So there's a real potential for you to find and have the success that you've always wanted. And you know, the thing that's really speaking to me here is that this especially applies to people who have been the black sheep in the family, you know, who were given all the educational opportunities, but who have always disappointed their parents, who never made it the way their parents dreamed they would make it. You really have the potential, if you put yourself out there in the public sphere and you pursue something that you're interested in your working life, and you work hard at it, and you step into the limelight, that you will have this success that your parents have always dreamed of for you, that you can make them proud, whether they're alive or no longer with you, and that this transformation isn't just going to be a good thing for you, but all the other people who wanted you to have great success, and who wanted you to thrive and prayed for you to be happy and successful and on top of the world. There's a real kind of karmic opening here on the 9th of June where you can do that. If you have the opportunity and the choice whether to take on extra responsibility and put yourself in the spotlight, or you can step back and let someone else do it. If you do want that great success, if you do want to transform things the way I've just mentioned, then please do take on that responsibility, do step out there. Also on the 9th, the Sun and Venus conjunct each other in the 7th house. Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. The Sun is your identity. In Gemini, both of them are interested in moving forward and getting to this place of understanding through personal journeying, through discovery, okay? So the lack of progress you feel you're making about yourself, and I really feel like you're on your case a little bit about that, don't focus on that, and don't waste too much energy on that. Focus on what you can achieve with other people, who you can bring into your life, who you can meet that's going to be a great friend, someone you love. You know, we love our friends, don't we? Someone who is funny, someone who has qualities that you absolutely adore. 1 and 9 is 10, and 10 reduces to 1 in numerology, so it's new beginnings, and new beginnings in who you love, new relationship. I don't feel that it's necessarily I don't feel that it's a romantic relationship on this day. I think it's more to do with your work, that there's potential for new beginnings there. On the 11th and 12th of June, the Moon, Jupiter, your rising sign, and the North Node, they all kind of huddle up and get together up there in your 10th house of career, and they're in Virgo. So all of this is very positive, okay? Jupiter is the planet of good luck, good fortune. Moon, the Moon, is your most personal, innermost self, very intimate, private part of yourself. The Ascendant, the rising sign, is who you are within, and the North Node is what you want to achieve on a soul level. Again, something that's very personal. So your personal journey here, when it comes to your work, you know, the thing that deep down you feel is truthful, that's meaningful, that is moving forward. You're progressing with that. You know, for me personally, it was always, you know, I know that I'm intelligent and I know that I'm gifted in some way. I really want to help people. How can I do that? What can I find to get to a place where I can really do work that I feel is meaningful to me? And it took a while. It took a while to discover something that fit. And you're on that journey where you're doing, or you're very near to doing, what you really want to be doing, okay? So don't quit before the miracle happens. You're closer than you think. Keep putting in the action. Good luck is on your side. And if you keep moving forward, you will get to where you want to go. On the 13th of June, Mercury goes into Gemini, and that's in your 7th house. So now really your social life blows up and expands and everything gets bigger. Your network, your ability to network, the people you know, the people you meet, the people you engage with, I think your life is going to be very busy. So whether you have the family descending on you for the summer, or whether you're starting a new job with 500 other employees, your life is going to look busy, and I think you're going to enjoy all the company and the opportunity to exchange ideas and thoughts, and I really urge you to do that because you'll get a lot of good ideas from that. It's not a waste of time to network. It is a certain level of personal growth is involved because you're using your social skills, and it's going to be helpful, so engage with that process. On the 14th, the Moon is at 17 degrees in Libra in your 11th house. And 17 degrees, 1 in 7 is 8 in numerology, and that's power. Libra is a powerful sign. It's a cardinal air sign, so it's about beginnings, and it's about ideas and structures. And you feel very comforted and easy around other people. You have a great deal of charm, of personal grace. Your aura is pink and gorgeous, and people want to be around you. And that sort of wonderful personality that you're exuding at the moment is going to allow you to achieve some of your working hopes and dreams. And now, for the first time this month, I see that there's real potential for you to meet someone on a romantic, personal level. This is someone new. So only if you're single. If you're in a relationship, I really see that you can make progress in that relationship. But if you are single, the 14th, it's like the 14th of February, it's the 14th of June. It's a great day for love and romance to begin. On the 16th of June, the Lyrids meteor shower is at its peak now at the moment. The meteor shower started on the 10th of June and it will continue until the 21st. It's like other meteor showers, it's kind of meteor rocks, fragments entering the atmosphere, and they look like shooting stars. They're going to appear as light blue, and for you, it's the whole point of astrology, you know, that symbolically what happens in the sky has an impact on your life, as above, so below. And there's a meteor shower. Each of those little meteors is a person, a new individual coming into your life and shining their light on you, and that's what's really happening. Your life is filled with people. Have parties. You're going to love this. I'm going to ask some of my Sagittarius friends, I'm going to make sure I contact them because you're going to have a blast in June, and there will be lots of people, and there'll be laughter, and there'll be champagne and sparkling water and party hats, and it looks really good. So yes, work is good, networking is good, but also make some space and time to just have fun with colleagues and friends, and to just get on well with people, because that's really the gift here this month, that you don't say the wrong thing, you come across very well, people like you, people want to spend time with you, so do it and have fun with other people. On the 17th of June, the moon goes into Scorpio and it connects with the retrograde Mars, also in Scorpio in your 12th house. And I think this is the day where you feel a kind of comfort now with this lack of personal progress that you seem to be making. You are making personal progress. I'm just almost repeating what you think. So there is a kind of stubbornness. There is a sense of you digging in your heels when it comes to yourself. And I think you're very critical of yourself, and that eases off on the 17th. You have no reason to be self-critical, so just be aware of that. And when that critical voice comes, just think of a tape slot right there, push on it and eject the tape and throw it out the window. There's no need for you to be self-critical. This is a time for you to enjoy yourself. So it's kind of the ego stepping in and trying to ruin your fun a little bit. It's a bit of a spoil sport for you. On the 18th, the Virgo Pisces axis becomes very significant, and there's a lot of energy between the progress you're making at work and what you would like to achieve in your family life. Okay, so you can do both. You can work on your family relationships to deepen them, to make them better. You can work in your career to achieve what you're wanting to do. That is a very strong axis, and it's informed by spirituality. It's a spiritual axis. So to thrive and to achieve in both areas, continue to connect with spirituality and ask your higher power, what is it that you want me to do? And try and do the universe's will for you. That way you can take action without overthinking, and you can be sure that it will result in a happy outcome. Venus goes into Cancer on the 18th. Venus is the planet of love and beauty. Now in Cancer, she becomes very nurturing, very caring. And in your work, again, there's a real tendency for you to try and make everything better for another person, even if you're usually a very someone who's very focused on self, or someone who's not particularly interested in other people's personal lives or drama or pain. You're going to experience a real need and a desire to support people and make them feel better if they're struggling. And I say go for it. You know, we all need a little bit of support, and if you have that to give in abundance this month, then do that. What you put out there, you get back. So feel free to do that. On the, not that you need my permission, on the 20th, the full moon occurs in Sagittarius in your first house. So the full moon is in your sign. So on the 20th, you'll notice that you get this inner sense of stretching. Oh my God, I am me. I'm coming out of my shell. I'm coming out of my egg. I'm hatching. I'm becoming me. And that's going to be a beautiful day for you. That's a beautiful moment. It's like, you know, you've been giving yourself such a hard time. You've felt limited, even though you've been doing great things in your career, in your relationships, everything. I think you break out of that little shell and you're like, yes, it's good to be me. It's okay to be me. It's also the summer solstice, which announces the rulership of light. It's when nature's at her loveliest in the northern hemisphere. I mean, in the southern hemisphere too. I mean, it's the winter solstice, I guess. But here in the northern hemisphere, it's the summer solstice. I remember when I was in South Africa, I used to love winter there because the grass was dry and yellow, and it didn't rain, and I just loved it. I've got sidetracked now, but I think it is important to connect with the seasons, you know, to get the joy out of each season. Each season has something to offer. Spring, new growth. Summer, fire, joy, beauty everywhere. Autumn, winding down. Winter, you know, the inner fire, looking within, starting new. So get in touch with that. The summer solstice celebrates. You're a fire sign. You will certainly feel this, the fire everywhere. You will feel enthusiastic and be able to have fun. Get in touch with that. The sun goes into Cancer on the 21st. More nurturing, more care, as far as you're concerned. Mars quincunxes Uranus on the 23rd and 24th. This is another great time for romance now and beginning something new. So romance is really something that is present here for you in June, and you're going to do well in that sector if you're looking for a new partnership, a new relationship. Mercury starts to quincunx your midheaven on the 25th. And I think you'll get some news about your career that's very welcome. Some positive news via your extended network now. Be open for that. I think you'll want to hear it. The moon is in Aries on the 27th. It's at 2 degrees. 1 and 2 make a couple. Aries, you feel comfortable in your romantic life, going out and being with someone. So I think it may be that you're interested in another person. Really rely on your own ability to create a relationship. It can be as simple as saying, oh, lovely weather we're having today, isn't it? I know it's a terrible way to start up a conversation, but it begins the connection. So that's what all you're being asked to do, begin the connection, and something wonderful can happen romantically. On the 27th, a grand trine is in your chart on the 29th. That's in water. And this is about taking care of people again in your working life, in your family life. And this is where I feel you may be a bit reluctant. Allow yourself to be open and nurturing. It's a joy. And then finally, Mercury goes into Cancer. You start to communicate in a caring, nurturing way now. So the shift, really, during this month, you can see that it's gone from relationships being light and bubbly and fun and trivial to now I'm taking care of you, I'm nurturing you. So if you do want to kind of expand and have fun and broaden your network and use people, not in a sinister way, but expand your career, your network through people you know, then do that earlier on in the month rather than later. So I hope you have a great June. If you'd like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you can order a reading with me there. Remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, please. And I've also started doing a weekly astrology forecast on Facebook. So check that out. It's facebook.com/GregoryScott444. Have a wonderful month and I'll speak to you soon.